finally some free day. I'm not going to 9 to 5 this time. I'm gonna meet a friend, and I've got an interesting insight because this is gonna be a serious conversation that I want to tell you guys, but that's right after I pack up. Okay, so recently, if you watched the episodes when I were summarizing the lessons from the trip with the boys, then there was a lot of interesting insights that came out of it, but there is one very particularly negative trait that I found inside myself, which is very fucking toxic, and I made a decision today to do my best into eliminating it. So what I mean by that, it is basically this human intention of wanting other people to do worse than you, that comes from basically the insecurity that you're not doing enough. So basically the little hater inside of me, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, I am fucking humble enough and honest enough to admit that there are moments of my life, and there are people to which I have like a little, I would say, hater energy towards, and I recognize this, and I thought to myself, why would I ever possibly try to be a hater? And why would I ever try to put other people down? Okay, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not putting people down, but I'm not particularly happy when other people around me are winning, and I'm not. And it's not even the fact that I want to see them fail. That's not what I'm talking about, but that's also what a lot of people have, particularly the haters. But it is like this madness inside of me that I'm not winning with them and they're out competing me. It's like, I probably got it from sports, because growing up I was, swimming and playing football, and these are sports that are very competitive, and if you ever played football, you know that this is a pretty toxic environment, and this is like a battle of ego. Whoever played football in the past knows that you have to be such an egoistical person, and you have to have such a high ego towards the game to really compete, because it's a very competitive sport and there is a large pool of people playing football. So I needed to have insane amount of ego. Sometimes that was not even proved that by any evidence, because I needed to delusionally believe we can destroy the other team, or I can destroy my opponent on my position to really win the game. And it's all right, because it's a very valuable skill when you try to do anything in life, but it is wrong when it goes too far. And sometimes it started to go too far in me, and this ego that was created out of not real proof, when it meets defeat, there is very bad things that are happening because of that, because then you have things like being pissed off that other people around you win and you are not winning, justifying your, how do I say that? Wait a second, because it's so hot I cannot focus. Okay, now I'm hot as fuck, if you get the joke. Now I'm a fucking cringe. Okay, going back to the point. So this ego, it's a problem when it goes too far, because in my case scenario, it went too far with like, I only deserve to win. And what I mean by that is that every single failure that I was experiencing, I was taking it personally, like I'm a bad person and I'm a fucking idiot and a loser that I failed. Because most of the times when you played football, there were a lot of fucking insulting. When you lost the ball or you fucked up the situation, everybody called you, what the fuck did you do? You're a fucking idiot. In football, there's a lot of toxic partnership and toxic teammates. And that's because I think I started, or I have these particular moments of being a toxic teammate myself, which I really want to eliminate, don't get me wrong. Because I thought to myself, because I was having a conversation with my friend recently during the trip with my best friend, and he told me, you know, don't you feel that little anger because they are winning? Don't you feel that little like anger inside of you that they are winning and you're not? And the first thought was, yes, I fucking do. I do feel that anger. But then, logically, if I look at this, why the fuck do I feel anger about this? Because it's not this anger, this positive anger, which is the force to catch up and work harder on myself. It's the anger that they're doing good. And it's a very toxic trait. That's what I realized. And I feel like it's killing a lot of relationship in me, in my circle. Because I'm always like trying to compete rather than being a good teammate. And that also doesn't mean that I can get to do everything for free and be a fucking loser who just spits out information for free and like is a clown. That's also not the thing. It's the healthy balance where I am positive towards people and positive towards the fact that, oh, you're doing good, you're doing high effort, fantastic, good for you, and congratulations, rather than operating from a frame that, oh, you're doing something good, oh, I feel insecure because you might outcompete me, so, and you know, I'm pissed off about that and I'm not gonna talk to you. That was my frame. You might not believe me and you might think that I'm a fucking weirdo or I'm an idiot or I'm a bad person, but that was my frame. Because that's how it always worked in the sports I was playing. In swimming, when I was a kid, also that was a thing. You were always trying, before the competition, trying to put down the enemy in order to win yourself. And it was like a psychology tactic and psychology manipulation to like attack on the ego of the other person in order to win the race. But it was very unhealthy, and it is very unhealthy in life. That's what I see. So this is a very niche realization, and perhaps you might think that it doesn't help me with my situation at all, but I would argue it helps me a lot, because now I will not view other people as enemies and more like as teammates. Of course, not everyone will want me to win, but at least I will get to separate the people who I see want me to win and want to cooperate and are positive because I'm positive myself, and I will select who is toxic and who is not, if I'm not toxic myself. Because if I'm toxic to myself, I'm gonna be throwing away the people who are not toxic, right? Especially about this one thing, because I'm not toxic overall, but I'm toxic about this particular thing. And I never meant it through the wrong frame, because I just want to win. I just want to win, but winning doesn't mean putting other people down, and other people winning doesn't affect my personal situation, because they don't really steal my ideas. I mean, I gave it to them. You know, there is one friend that he knows it probably that I'm talking about him if he watches these videos, but probably he doesn't. I told him already 2 ideas that worked super good, and you know, inside of me I'm like, fuck, I want the credit of that, and you know, they were my ideas and he blew up. But logically, and the uncomfortable but the true answer to this shit is that he made the move and I didn't. So perhaps my ego is hurted because I'm not winning in life and he's winning out of my ideas. That doesn't mean shit, because he did the moves, and you know, congratulations to him. After all, it's good that he was doing that. It doesn't matter if it were my ideas. The problem only becomes, which I actually saw, when the friend that you are giving advice to and you try to help doesn't give you anything back, because then you feel kind of scammed, right? I don't know if I was scammed in that particular situation. That's what I'm gonna discussing right now. But I kind of feel like, you know, maybe because of my insecurity, maybe not. I don't know. It's beautiful about this journey that I'm trying to figure out everything on the spot. So I might be wrong. I might be wrong also about this realization, but that's what I feel about this, right? Okay, enough of this bullshit. From the technical side, I've posted 7 videos today that I've been editing yesterday for like 10 hours during my work shift, and I still have like 20 of them to post, which takes me more time than I thought. So it's pissing me off, because even though these videos are raw, it really like shows when I'm not consistent with them, because that's when I'm getting left behind, and that's where I need to catch up, which makes me more editing, which I don't have time to, and this like constant loop of catching up fucks me over. I was thinking about hiring an editor, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not the right time. I want to make those videos first myself, and then after I figure it out myself, I will maybe think of hiring editors for that. But for now on, we will need to figure it out how to mix it videos through by myself. And another thing I want to say is that it's difficult for me to run this ascension, and especially the content. Why? Because I suffer in my life and I don't fix it because I'm behind on the content. That's really a problem, you know, because, you know, my life situation is bad and I'm losing, and, you know, I sort of focus more on showing that on camera rather than actually focusing on fixing it, right? And I don't know how to really get through that, but we'll try to figure it out, you know. At least what I can do and what is in my control is record as many videos as possible and talk to you guys while I'm doing the things that doesn't require much attention, like right now, which is driving. Okay, driving requires attention, but you get my point. I can talk during that, and it's not me intentionally wasting my time. But you know, it's fucking messy. This, like, I have not thought it's gonna be that hard, you know. I have not thought this, but it is. Am I going to complain about it, or am I gonna do something about it? I'm gonna do something about it. So now I'm heading off to swimming. I gotta focus because there's a lot of people on the road, and well, that was just a quick realization of today. Today, what is the task? I'm gonna hit a quick workout in swimming, and then after that I will continue to catch up on the content. I want to finish, because this is the day 3 of preparation phase, I want to finish catching up on any videos on the prologue series and all of that. I want to finish before I start the Extreme World season in September, but I will give my best. We'll see what happens. Okay, so after the meeting with my friend, the mindset that I was talking about to you earlier just got amplified because this is true. My success is not gonna stop my friends from succeeding, and the success of my friends are not going to somehow stop me or delay me from succeeding. And this is very important, because I think that sort of jealousy and false comparison and false sort of like even being an enemy with your friend and a fucking competitor is what can kill a lot of relationships, you know. And I think this killed a lot of relationships around me too, but I hope it's like it's not gonna happen with that relationship. But what I wanted to also add to this is that I gotta be careful, because as I thought to myself after that meeting, it is sketchy, because you gotta be able to select which people are the right people to go with, because there is a lot of people, I think, that are jealous, that are trying to compete with their friends, and they in a wrong way, and that are trying to put the friends down or disrespect them. These are no real friends, and these are people I now am sure I need to look for to avoid them. That makes sense? Because they can put a lot of trauma into you, they can put a lot of drama into you, and they can put you down pretty fast without you even realizing it. And what I want to do, which is applicable after that meeting and with that realization, I want to consciously catch myself on whether I used this like putting down myself or this like philosophy myself, and I try to be jealous to immediately kill it and don't even fucking think about it, or try to be conscious and try to see around the people I talk to and around the people that are around the people that are with me, if they're not try to project that and use that against me. This is a very important realization, guys, because this is like, I feel more fucking free now after sort of realizing it and came into that conclusion, because that can help me select the friends for the Extreme World season and like select people around me pretty fucking well, and be able to like tell who is there for me and who is there for my sort of little accomplishments, or like who is there for trying to put me down and to just take advantage of me. That's very big. That's a very big thing. And now what I'm gonna do, because I'm waiting for my friend, we're gonna go and go on a date to the cinema. Now I'm joking. If he ever watches these videos, then I'm not fucking gay. I'm not going for a date with my friend. It's like a meeting. But we will see the movie Odyssey. I don't know, Odyssey. I don't know how to spell it in English, but my parents told me it's a good movie, right? I don't really care about movies, but this time it might give me some value. Of course, I'm gonna tell you what I did. What is my take on this, right? If you ever fucking care. But now, what we're gonna do is post the rest of the fucking content ahora mismo. As fast as possible, because we need to catch up before the Extreme Work season. Right, so we finished watching the Odyssey. That's what it's called in English, I think. The movie. And, well, it gave me a lot of thinking. First, that we went out, and the first my friend told me is that, no, it's a fucking lie. Love doesn't exist. It's a stupid movie. Love doesn't exist. And I was just smiling at him. I mean, I'll share one thing that I've gained out of this movie. One lesson is that I think every single human being, including myself, should be on some main character lore. Like the Odyssey. Fuck, how was this character made? Like Odysseus. Fuck, I like the main character of the movie. Every single one of us should live that kind of life. And I always think when I watch these movies how lame my life is, because it should be like a movie. It should be like a movie. It should be similar to a movie, and I should feel like I'm living the movie, not in terms of like living it and it's everything, it's beautiful, it's like a big oasis of peace and happiness. It's for children and women. When I watch this type of movies, this like historical movies, I just feel like I'm just a little bitch and I need to ramp up my character and get to work. Like I meant it. By the movie I meant I feel my story should be emotional, and what I'm doing on a daily basis should not be only go out, slave the 9 to 5, go back, maybe train, but this doesn't even happen right now. Talk to few people, repeat. Sleep, work, eat, repeat. Sleep, work, eat, repeat. Sleep, work, eat, repeat. Does that sound like an interesting story? Does that sound like a life that you crave to live? Does that sound like the story and the lore you want to tell your children? Does that sound like a legacy that you are living for? Fuck! Does that sound like a legacy that you're living for your children? I don't think so. For me personally, that sounds like a lame, coward life, you know? And I also thought with the Ascension that it's a fantastic way of living, to just go out and max out everything, to become like the guy, you know, to become the guy who has money, power, status, women, personality, every single character trait that is valuable in this game. And I know there will be someone now who's gonna argue with me that, oh, there is more to life than that. You know, of course, you want to leave a legacy, but man, you should just enjoy this time on Earth. Perhaps. But for every single person that tells me that, there is only a degree of hedonism to their life. And their fun is just chasing another high of pleasure. My fun is gonna be to become a legend. My fun is gonna be to become somebody important. My fun is going to live a hero journey, a story of a true hero and dying like one, seeing seeing every single person that I love, with being absolutely proud of who I was. People admiring me, not because I need this validation, but because they respect who I am. That's my fun. I don't give a fuck about any of the hedonistic activities. Of course, they're fun and they should be included in your life. I'm not telling that it's absolutely not necessary, but purpose of the story, purpose of the journey, purpose of dying for something in this life is a thing that drives me to the end, and is a thing that I want to be driven by. So that's my message I got from this movie. And after all, I really recommend it. I'm gonna really recommend the movie. It wasn't like the best movie I ever watched. I'm not amazed by it, but it was a pretty good one. Yeah, it was quite a good movie, and I'm glad I went. Thanks to my friends for coming with me. And well, tomorrow we attack another battle. That's how I'm gonna view the Ascension. It's like a war. So we tomorrow are going to fight another battle, which is gonna be cold calling and trying to close a huge deal with my client, which is gonna move our fucking things forward. And after that, we work an 8-hour shift in our ghost shop, preparing for the Extreme World season in September. So this was day 3 of the preparation phase. Wasn't the best technically, wasn't the best mechanically, but I've rested a lot. I got my organism to the basis level. I got the sickness. I got rid of the sickness out of my body, I think, to the fullest now. And I am ready to come back. This was day 3 of preparation phase. See you guys tomorrow.